chains and digital innovations for financial inclusion. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at the G20 summit in Bali, India is a global leader in financial inclusion today, but citizens of most developing countries do not have any kind of digital identity, and only 50 countries have digital payment systems. A worrying fact is that 4 billion people remain unbanked globally. So G20 presidency is an opportunity for India to ensure financial inclusion for all, as financial inclusion is crucial to achieving the goals of poverty alleviation and economic empowerment of vulnerable segments. So how does India plan to do that? We will take a look at that today. I'm Munmun Bhattacharya. First up, the top stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention in Indore city of Madhya Pradesh. Says G20 is not just a diplomatic event but should be turned into a historic event of public participation where one can witness the spirit of Atithi Devo Bhava. India organizes a special town hall in view of its ongoing presidency of the G20 as part of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention in Indore. First G20 Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion meeting in Kolkata hosts a symposium of engaging sessions on role of digital public infrastructure to augment digital financial services. Delegates visit an exhibition on digital innovations for advancing financial inclusion, showcasing homegrown technologies of India. In an exclusive interaction with DD India, Dilip Asbe, CEO of National Payments Corporation of India, says UPI is the preferred payment mode of every Indian citizen. There is an opportunity to take it globally. Says NPCI aims to take number of UPI transactions from 8 billion every month to 1 billion every day. In an exclusive conversation with DD India, Saurabh Garg, CEO of UIDAI, says events at Kolkata are geared towards understanding how India's homegrown digital public infrastructure such as Aadhaar can help in financial inclusion. Says Jam Trinity helped open around 45 crore bank accounts in a streamlined manner. The first meeting of the Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion or GPFI working group of G20 under the finance track of G20 India started in the city of Joy, Kolkata today. Promoting financial inclusion, facilitating financial literacy and reducing cost of transfer of remittances are key focus areas of the three-day event. Day one started with a symposium on unlocking the potential of digital public infrastructure. My colleague Ajay Mishra brings us more details from Kolkata.
India's G20 presidency is grounded in the theme of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which underlines the message of equitable growth and shared future for all. Financial inclusion is crucial to achieving the goals of poverty alleviation and economic empowerment of vulnerable segments, as it positively impacts sustainable and inclusive economic growth. The first meeting of the Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion started on Monday, with a symposium on unlocking the potentials of digital public infrastructure for advancing financial inclusion and productivity gains. The Indian side was represented by Economic Advisor in the Ministry of Finance, Chanchal Chand Sarkar, Saurabh Garg, CEO of UIDAI, and Sonali Sen Gupta, Chief General Manager in charge of Financial Inclusion in RBI.
Perhaps going forward, we would also need to relook at the governance structure for DPIs, and that would need to be agile and responsive to the needs of the entire ecosystem. These digital solutions and technology systems that enable the effective provision of essential society-wide functions and services in the public and private sectors have the potential to unlock barriers to financial services access and usage and help individuals, households and businesses to tap economic efficiencies leading to productivity gains.
GPFI over the years during various presidencies has developed pathways to further digital financial inclusion targeting vulnerable segments such as SMEs, women, youth, informal sector, etc., which are instrumental in shaping transformational initiatives across countries on all the three dimensions: access, usage, and quality of financial inclusion. During our presidency, we will continue to focus towards furthering the cause of technology-led financial inclusion.
During the symposium, there was a special message read out from Queen Maxima of Netherlands, which highlighted the achievements of India's digital stake.
Greater connectivity and digital IDs allow access to financial services for millions previously left behind. Fair competition and interoperable payment systems help markets work better for even the smallest scale customers. Cybersecurity, customer protection, data governance, and digital literacy help marginalized communities navigate these services in ways that work for them.
The G20 delegates could be seen engrossed in an exhibition on digital innovations for financial inclusion. The exhibition showcases India's homegrown technologies, achievements and efforts in advancing digital financial inclusion. In line with the previous G20 meetings during the first month of India's presidency held in Udaipur, Mumbai and Bengaluru, the Kolkata meeting will also be an opportunity for visiting delegates to experience the vibrant culture of West Bengal. During the 3 days, G20 delegates will get a glimpse of the rich culture, cuisine, sites of historical importance such as sprawling gardens, colleges, universities, libraries, auditoriums and famous art galleries of Kolkata. Just like the venues of the previous meetings, there would be cultural programs and excursions for the participants in Kolkata too.
The first meeting of Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion will focus on the tools and technologies that promote financial inclusion and bridge the digital divide. The 3-day grand event here in the city of Joy, Kolkata will also provide India an opportunity to showcase the might of India's stake, including Aadhaar and NPCI. With camera person Kuldeep Sharma, Ajay Mishra for DD India, Kolkata.
So India is showcasing the might of India's stack there in Kolkata. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention in Indore city of Madhya Pradesh today, where in the context of India's G20 presidency, he said that the responsibility of presidency comes with a great opportunity to make the world aware of India's past experiences to attain a sustainable future and learn from these experiences. He also said that G20 is not just a diplomatic event, but it should be turned into a historic event of public participation where one can witness the sentiment of Atithi Devo Bhava, meaning the guest is like God. He said that more than 200 meetings will take place as part of the G20 summit, which will take place in different cities in India, and that it will be a great opportunity to establish meaningful connections with the delegates of many countries. Listen in.
इस वर्ष भारत दुनिया के G20 समूह की अध्यक्षता भी कर रहा है। भारत इस जिम्मेदारी को एक बड़े अवसर के रूप में देख रहा है। हमारे लिए ये दुनिया को भारत के बारे में बताने का अवसर है। ये दुनिया के लिए भारत के अनुभवों से सीखने का, पुराने अनुभवों से सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर की दिशा तय करने का अवसर है। हमें G20 केवल एक डिप्लोमेटिक इवेंट नहीं, बल्कि जन भागीदारी का एक ऐतिहासिक आयोजन बनाना है।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Monday attended the G20 meeting in Kolkata, where delegates from member countries have assembled for a 3-day session. The Chief Minister during her speech said that the state government has created 12 million jobs and increased Bengal's GDP manyfold. India's performance in the field of digital payment system has been one of the best in the world. During the discussion on financial inclusion architecture under G20, G20 delegates in Kolkata showed keen interest in the India stack. So what makes India a global bright spot in the realm of accelerating financial inclusion? DD India correspondent Ajay Mishra asked that to Dilip Asbe. He is the CEO of National Payments Corporation of India. Listen in.
We have with us the Indian CEO of NPCI, Mr. Dilip Asbe. Sir, the digital payment system that we have created is phenomenal, and it's a product that we are showcasing at this G20 symposium. What the world can learn from us?
It's a very pride moment for us us at NPCI International to demonstrate UPI to the G20 delegates, and it's a lot of efforts last 7 years now, and it started with the regulators' initiative, and the government embraced it, and now we see the success that every Indian now would like to pay back with UPI. And even if you go to the smallest of the Nariyal Pani Wala, or you go to the grocery store, you see the UPI QR code. And I think that it empowers the citizens, right? It empowers the citizen and it democratizes, whether it's a rich, poor, middle class. Everybody has now a UPI app, and it can be used to make a payment at a mall or at a smaller Kirana store. So it's a great pride to demonstrate the power of UPI, power of digital payments to the G20 delegates, and I don't think there is any product like UPI worldwide. So it's an opportunity for us to take the UPI to global. We have now NPCI International, which is trying to globalize UPI to support the countries with the Indian soft power. You can say that.
But sir, the kind of trust that you have built with the superb technology that you have showcased, what is the secret behind the success, and how are you able to handle such a large transaction in such a short period of time?
See, this is while NPCI is at the center of it, I would give a lot of credit to the regulators and the government to kind of think of this kind of product can come to India. That's point number one. Point number two is the ecosystem, right? While we keep saying that the UPI volume is 8 billion a month, all these volumes is processed by the entire ecosystem, right? So while NPCI is one leg of it, but the other leg is banks, the another leg is fintech. So all this ecosystem has kind of scaled up their platforms to process such a large volume. We are at 8 billion now a month, and as a country we aspire to billion a day, right? So as per our population of the country, we would like to process 1 billion a day. I don't know when, but maybe very soon.
There are some other countries that you are talking to. How are we going to help, this establishing similar kind of payment system in other countries, and if they are going to accept ours also?
So for example, Nepal has signed up. There are another 2-3 countries which are in discussion. Obviously, it's a long haul, right? So it doesn't happen overnight, because a country has to decide that which is the protocols or the software stack they're going to use for their domestic payments. And I believe that UPI, and when we are taking the UPI to globally, we are not saying that this is like a software and you give us $100 million or something like that. Under the regulator to regulator or a government to government, we are saying that use this, and we are not expecting any kind of a remuneration or the money for that. We are just saying that pay for our efforts. And the second thing is, for the countries of where the India has an interest for trade remittances, build the cross-border pipes to India. As you know that we are in the process of building the cross-border pipe between the Singapore and India. We have already operationalized the UAE-India merchant payments, right? A lot of Indian travelers going to UAE now can make up payments using RuPay cards and UPI. So similar engagements we are into with variety of countries.
Finally, sir, the digital public good, which is available free of cost to Indians, do you think that this is the model that the world is looking for, or there is some other model which involves a payment system is going to be the flavor?
See, again, it depends on the country to country. India is one of the first countries has taken whether it's NPCI or UIDI, we have taken a route of digital public infrastructure. Absolutely goes without saying that for the citizens it will remain free for very long time. And the UPI has two types of transaction. One is the the P2P, and second is the P2M, which is for the merchants. And the merchant pays the MDR, while the government is right now subsidizing at this moment. But technically there is a revenue model which kind of ensures that ecosystem is able to keep the lights on or 24/7.
Thanks very much, sir. Thanks very much for speaking to us. So this digital payment system, which is a success story, the grand success story of India, is the core focus here at G20 Symposium on Financial Inclusion. With camera person Kuldeep Sharma, Ajay Mishra, DD India, Kolkata.
Had an exclusive conversation with DD India, Saurabh Garg, CEO of UIDAI, said that events as the symposium and exhibition are geared towards understanding how India's homegrown digital public infrastructure such as Aadhaar, UPI and DigiLocker can help in financial inclusion, and how the Jam Trinity helped open around 45 crore bank accounts in India in a streamlined manner. Listen in.
We have with us Saurabh Garg, who is the CEO of UIDAI, which is very important part of the India stack, to talk to us exclusively on DD India. Sir, thanks very much. What is that the globe can learn from the ecosystem that the India has created, sir, during this G20 Symposium on Financial Inclusion?
This symposium today is talking about digital public infrastructure, and we have a large number of examples that we have built in India. Aadhaar is one of the biggest example out of them. There is UPI, there is e-sign, there is DigiLocker. So the objective of this symposium today is on seeing how digital public infrastructure can help in financial inclusion, and that is what is being showcased by the different organizations that are taking part in the exhibition today.
So along with the Aadhaar, we also have the Jan Dhan account ecosystem. We have also the mobile ecosystem, the Jam Trinity that we have talked about. How it is going to promote the financial inclusion in particular?
See, because of the Jam Trinity, because of the Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile, around 45 crore bank accounts could be opened very easily and very in a streamlined manner. So financial inclusion means how we can ensure that the unbanked population can come into the formal financial system and get the benefits of savings, investments, loans from the formal system, which is what the Jam Trinity helps.
And now correspondent Ajay Mishra is joining us from Kolkata with the latest. Ajay, what is India proposing at the G20 summit after the success of using digital public infrastructure for deepening financial inclusion ecosystem domestically? Ajay, can you hear me? Ajay, if you could hear me, I was asking you that what does India propose at the G20 summit, because there are several gaps that exist in the financial inclusion ecosystem around the world. There are several countries who do not have payment systems. So there are many people who are still unbanked around the globe, whereas India has been putting out models such as UPI, Aadhaar, etc., Jam Trinity. So in this context, how can India really help the world in deepening financial inclusion through the use of digital technology? Right, we'll try and connect with him in a bit, but for now we'll move on. India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant spoke at a special town hall session at the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas on India's ongoing presidency of the G20. Let's listen in.
This time when we hold the G20 in India, it will be the largest ever gathering, because in addition to the G20 countries, there are the 9 special invitees, there are several international organizations, and in fact, there will be 43 leaders of the world who will be in Delhi when we hold the G20 meeting in September 9th and 10th. So this will be the most powerful gathering of the world on September 9th and 10th in New Delhi, comprising of 29 countries and about 14 international organizations which are listed here.
The stage is now set for one of the biggest financial literacy programs tomorrow. As part of a Jan Bhagidari or domestic outreach initiative, a seminar will be organized on financial literacy in Kolkata. This will be aimed at educating about 1,800 school students on banking, digital payments, insurance, investment, fraud protection and grievance redressal. Here's more. So that's where the financial literacy program will be held in Kolkata. It's a key theme as far as this particular working group on digital transformation is concerned. And West Bengal is welcoming G20 India, an enigmatic blend of the past and present, the birthplace of great minds and movements. Kolkata is set to mesmerize G20 delegates with her old world charm, beauty, culture and heritage. The process began today, will be continuing over the next 2 days.
To West Bengal, India's cultural epicenter. West Bengal invites you to share its richness, to be united as one family with one shared vision of building a better tomorrow. G20, one earth, one family, one future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
So that's how Kolkata is welcoming G20 delegates from around the world, and tracking the events very closely is our correspondent Ajay Mishra. He's joining us from Kolkata. Ajay, I was asking you earlier about how India proposes to help G20 countries in terms of using digital technology to deepen financial inclusion in those countries, because India has successfully used the model of digital public infrastructure for deepening or expanding financial inclusion at home.
Absolutely. I think there are two models globally which are being discussed right now. One is the US model, which is payment-based and under which you have to pay for every services that you avail, meet the national identity or the payment system. Whereas the Indian model is the cost, and it is a digital public good, which the common people have not to pay anything if they are going to make a payment via UPI and other means. So that's what is being discussed here at G20, whether the Indian model has adopted, which means that the country should invest into the digital public infrastructure and then make it available for the people free of cost, or there should be a cost for the services. And it is widely believed that the Indian model is getting more and more because the kind of scale that we are experiencing and actually implementing domestic level is unparalleled in the world. And what the head of Indian delegation told us is that everyone seems very impressed with the technological innovations that India has showed in terms of, for example, Aadhaar, for example, digital payment ecosystem, and also onboarding of the marginalized sections which were not part of banking system, which were not part of the loan organized system within the country. So that's what the core agenda of discussion is, and I believe that the cost of remittances is the next on the line which is going to be discussed tomorrow.
Right. So what could be the focus area there? I understand that India wants those cost of remittances to come down, the cost of transfer of remittances, that is. So do you think that India will be now moving ahead and pursue that cause of reducing those cost of remittances through consensus building? So,
the average cost of remittances globally is around 6%. If someone wants to send 100 rupees to their native places, they have to spend at least 6 rupees globally on an average. The target of G20 is to reduce this to sub 3% level, which is only possible via technologies. And CBDC is one thing, just one tool, which many people are saying that is a technology that will take some time. It will take some time for the developed countries to develop their own CBDC and then use it for the remittances purpose. But yes, this is one of the proposals that has been discussed. There are so many other ways where cross-border transactions and cross-border payments can be facilitated, and that's what the developed nations and developing nations, because for this working group, there are two co-chairs, Italy and Russia, and all the co-chairs are discussing the various means to promote the financial inclusion and technological innovation to actually reduce the cost of remittances, and that's a very crucial issue for the G20.
Will another focus tomorrow be on enhancing digital literacy in an era where several people have been duped by criminals who've been hacking into their accounts or have been misusing their credit cards through various digital means? So will the focus be on enhancing and promoting digital or financial literacy, where we expect 1,800 students to gather?
Yes, absolutely. I think this is going to be one of the largest gathering of the students, where they will be told about the banking system, the insurance system, as well as the current issues linked to the cryptocurrency, and also the grievance redressal system, because this is one area where the consumer protection is also very important. So digital literacy is a very vast area which the G20 nations have been following, and there is a laid out principles under the G20 doctrine to actually enhance the digital literacy, financial literacy, so to say. But the Indian model of financial literacy is yet to be, yet to reach its full scale, and that's what we are trying at various levels to enhance the general awareness about among the public to improve the payment system and how to take care of themselves in the rapidly changing technological environment. And that's what I think is going to be the major focus. The Union Minister for Tribal Affairs, Mr. Arjun Munda, would be here because there are so many ministers which has been delegated for different cities, and Mr. Arjun Munda will be present in Kolkata tomorrow to actually launch the plenary session of the Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion, as well as this grand event of financial literacy at the Vishwa Bangla in Kolkata.
We'll leave it at that, Ajay. Thank you so much for bringing us those inputs from Kolkata. And the G20 delegates will also be getting a taste of India as well as of the Kolkata cuisine when they go ahead for dinner on the cruise later this evening. With that, we come to the close of this edition of India G20. Thanks for watching.
We are making progress, and we will not allow the challenges that we are confronted with today to any way diminish our commitment to the green transition.
India Energy Week, therefore, is an opportunity to understand the pivot which is currently happening in terms of what is changing and how can they become part of this change.
The changing world of news. Headlines that you wake up to. News that shapes your day. Stories that matter to you. The latest and most accurate updates. A fresh start to a new day. The Breakfast News, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. on DD India.
पेमेंट फेल? लेकिन पैसे तो कट गए। गई मेरी मेहनत की कमाई।
हो जाएगी भरपाई। चिंता मत कर मेरे भाई, अगर डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन फेल हो जाए और अकाउंट से पैसे कट जाए तो बैंक समय से पैसे लौटा देगा, वरना कॉम्पनसेशन का है प्रावधान। नहीं तो आरबीआई के ओम्बुड्समैन को शिकायत करें आप।
योर बिल।
मेरी फीस। आरबीआई कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Namaskar and welcome to Indian Diplomacy, show on Doordarshan, India's national broadcaster, about India's foreign policy, India's foreign relations with key partners around the world, the big themes and issues revolving Indian foreign policy, and also the India's rising stature in the world and how it's reshaping the world order. Viewers, in this episode, we are taking up a very important event, biennial event that the government of